Hello everyone, welcome to Academy of Civil Services. And throughout these video programs, we would like to give you some important current affair topics which are relevant to our prelims examinations. And you know that the last 1.5 years of the current affairs are relevant for the preparations. And we would like to help you throughout these video sessions, which some topic were discussed frequently in the news, and those topics were in the major discussions and that are related to our syllabus like economy, polity, geography, and history, and including the science and technology, ecology, environment. So those topics will be discussed throughout this video session, and please stay tuned with us and we'll help you to assist your preparation better. I'm going to discuss about tips and tricks. This is very much relevant when you solve a questions. I would tell you this is tips and tricks with regard to solving a questions in the prelims examination. The title of this tips is the thinking out of the box. That means you don't know nothing about this topic in the question. The question is, I'm going to detail the question. The question was about International Atomic Energy Agency. This is an international organization related to atomic energy, nuclear energy, for example. So the question was, in India, why are some of the nuclear reactors were kept under International Atomic Energy Safeguard, why others are not? Why some of the nuclear reactors are under the safeguards of the IAEA, why others are not? This was a question. And they have given ABCD type questions. A list of options are given and we have to choose one of them. And we don't know anything about the safeguards. We haven't studied about IAEA safeguard. But one thing we know, one thing you know, IAEA is an international organization. Is it right? You know that IAEA is an international agency. Yes. Like, are you following me? Like when we read IAEA, the first basics, logic or common sense we can say, it is international organizations. So in this option, at least the option must talk about, the statement which given in ABCD must talk about international relations, international trade, international relations in the domestic and foreign perspectives. So when you read statement 1, some use uranium and others use thorium. In this statement, it does not mention any word like foreign trade, domestic trade, import, export word. Like, is there any word of export and like no words there? No word of import, no word of export. There is no word of domestic and foreign affairs. So we can eliminate option A, and also option D. You can see that some are state owned, others are privately owned. There is no any word like international perspectives like domestic, international, foreign, import, export. But the option B and option C, you can see that option B and option C, when you read this statement, you can see that it has mentioned about some word like import, domestic, foreign, like domestic relations. Like, are you able to get it? Like this import, like export trade or international trade mentioning is there. So we can assume that either B or C will be the right answer. So we have eliminated option A, option D by applying our common sense that option A and option D does not talk about any trade relations or international relations. Now another strategy we are using that which of these B, C, we have remaining options are option B and option C. So now we are going to choose that the question is about nuclear reactor or nuclear related safeguards. So the which of these options directly mention the nuclear resources, we are taking those options. So now you tell me which of these option B and C talk about nuclear resources. Please comment in the Q&A session which of the option, either the B or C, is talking about nuclear resources. Which of the option is talking about nuclear resources? Yes, B. Many of you are giving B option only. Yes, right? That means the first elimination we eliminated with international trade. The second elimination we are doing with the nuclear resources because the question is asking about nuclear thing. And we read the option B has mentioned uranium, which is the nuclear resources. We have studied about nuclear. We'll study about nuclear resources like uranium, thorium, etc. So the uranium, some use imported uranium, others use domestic supplies. So we are taking that option by eliminating option C and we are taking option B. That is the right answer. So now we didn't go like with the knowledge, we didn't went with the knowledge, but applied by logic and common sense,
thinking out of the box, that is nothing related to this safeguard, which we have studied, because we haven't studied that topic, but applying this some logic and tricks and common sense by some keywords, by thinking out of the box. I mean, thinking out of the box, open your thinking, like give freedom to think a lot. And by thinking that, you are getting the answer right. So this is also an approach, a tips that you have to develop while you solve a question. And the right answer was option B. This is one types of strategy and tips I'm just telling. There are a lot more. This one more question I will discuss today. This last question I am going to discuss. This was asked in 2019 prelims. UPSC question. I am talking about UPSC question. International Organization, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, AIB. This was a question they have asked in 2019 because there was some news with regard to AIB repeatedly. So UPSC have asked this question in 2019. So how we go with this question? This is a 3-statement type question. Please follow me. I'm going to discuss about this concept. I'm going beyond. That means thinking out of the box. I don't know anything about AIB. Who are the members of AIB? I don't know. I don't know what is the shareholder of India. Whether India is the largest, that I don't know in this statement. But I'm going with the basic concepts of this idea, or I'm going thinking beyond the box or thinking out of the box. I'm taking the concept of globalization concepts. How many of you have studied? How many of you know what is globalization concept? Globalization concepts. As many of you are familiar with the globalization concepts. That means in a globalized village concept, in a globalized world, no any country or no any region cannot isolate. No any regions stand alone. They have to make a relation with other countries. I mean, in a globalization concept, Asian countries cannot stand alone. They have to make a good ties with other countries, with Europe, with America, with Africa, with the Southeast Asian nations, Pacific regions, Indian Ocean islands, etc. So in a globalization country, Asian regions cannot depend on themselves. And they are also not a developed country, like India is not developed. China also we cannot say completely developed. So all the nations, most of the nations in the Asia are developing countries. So they need an assistance, especially it is a banking institution, a financial institution, developmental institutions. So when you read this statement 3, that means we are starting not from 1. When you have a statement 1, 2, 3, you can also start with 1, 2, 3 in order, or you can start the question by 3, 2, 1 in descending order. I have started with the 3. When I read the statement 3, AIB does not have any members from outside India, means it is against the concept of globalization. Because AIB cannot depend only on Asia, then there is no fund. They cannot mobilize fund. So that's why I would say it is against the globalization concept. I mean, Asian countries cannot depend only on this giving investment, etc. They have to welcome the member countries from outside Asia. So if the statement say AIB does not have any member from outside Asia, is wrong, because it is against the globalization concepts. And when option 3 is wrong, give me the answer now. And without telling the answer, please give me an answer to these questions. When I say option 3 is wrong, what will be the answer to the question? What will be the right answer to the question? What will be the right answer to the question if we eliminate option C? Yes, most of you got the right answer, option A. Yes, thank you for all of you for giving the command in the Q&A session, very difficult. But if we confirm that 3 statement, the 3rd statement is wrong because it is against the concept of globalization, you got the answer, that is 1 only. The right answer to the question without reading, without knowing who are the members or whether India is the largest or not, you got the answer by applying or going beyond, thinking out of the box, taking the concept of globalization, nothing about AIB. This is what UPS is checking. Whether you are able to solve a question with your common sense, with your logic, with your available informations, because you are going to appoint as a civil servant, you might have faced a lot of struggles. You have to address, you have to face and handle situations like this. So if you have a common sense and logic, you can easily solve this. You do not require to have a knowledge. So this is what the UPSC demands. So this thinking out of the box also, you will get an answer even without a knowledge. So that's why you need to practice a question. You have to see the UPSC question, how they set a question, how they make mistakes. And I hope you've understood the fact is that Statement 1 is right. The statement 2 is wrong because India is not the largest. AIB is a leading organization which is led by China, and this is why China is the largest shareholder of AIB. The second largest shareholder is India. The fact which was wrong, the China is the largest shareholder of AIB. India is the second largest shareholder of AIB, which is very facts. Even without knowing the facts, by applying the concept of globalization, you got the answer. Very simple. This is what the strategy, the smart work you need to work on. This only you got because you are here for getting the guidance along with the studies. Now, this is one of the guidance that I would like to give you throughout the classes. And with that, I would like to conclude the today's session. There are other strategies also we'll discuss in the future session. So there are a lot more questions we'll discuss in the future. With that, I would like to conclude the today's session. We discussed about the BIMSTEC, mains topic also neighborhood first policy, activist policy. Then we have solved the questions and we have also discussed about tips and tricks. And I hope you got the clarity how to prepare international relations, how to make a code language for remembering members, how to go through the questions, how to think beyond the box which is available when you read a questions, like concepts which you have nothing knowledge about it. This way also you can solve the question. With that, I would like to conclude. Thank you all.